So much focus on romantic love, and I just think that platonic love can be the most expansive. Like, when I am with my friends, I just feel totally beyond, like, anything's possible when I'm with them.
You know, I was thinking this morning, I don't even know what I would do without my women friends. I mean, I have my friends, therefore I am. I exist because I have my women friends. They make me stronger, they make me smarter, they make me braver. They tap me on the shoulder when I might be in need of course correcting.
I'm in an era of my life now where I was thinking about this earlier. I'm like, oh my God, all of my female friendships have been so much more fulfilling than any relationship that I've ever had. You know, they're so much more fun, and I learned so much about myself. And I just think that's just the relationship that should always take priority in your life.
The misconception that women can't get along because we don't like each other, or that we can't accomplish big things in life because we're supposedly all secretly jealous of each other or in competition with one another, is false. Women get along with each other way more than men get along with each other. Men bond over very superficial things like sports, gaming, objectifying women together. They don't actually talk about the core of their issues, which is one of the main reasons why there's a male loneliness epidemic in the world. Other than the fact that most women avoid them because we don't want to put up with their evil, misogynistic ways. There will never be a female loneliness epidemic because we know how to come together. Behind every female beef, 9 times out of 10, there's a man who caused it. The only reason there's jealousy among some women and the need to be in constant competition with other women is because of internalized misogyny. Patriarchy made opposite-sex attracted women feel like they had to compete for a man. Some women are still stuck in that mindset, and it's often a man who made them that way. Like this woman, for example, who was essayed and groomed by her father into hating other women. I've noticed that I'm more comfortable around men and more intimidated around women. In therapy, I learned a painful and disgusting truth to why I have these feelings. My dad groomed me from a young age. Perpetrators skillfully feed you attention and love, then create starvation. Even when you were just a child, he made you a competition with your mom. Even when you were his own child, he made you his mistress. Now I see that he taught me how to get along with men and turned my mom against me. What's worse and sick than the 7 years of being raped by my own dad is learning what he turned me into. I'm sharing this message now to expose this evil darkness and free myself from shame that wasn't mine. But generally speaking, if you put women who aren't male-centered, who don't have internalized misogyny in a group to accomplish something, the results will be perfect. Like when women came together to create a woman-only gym, so that women and girls in the area finally had a safe place to work out without getting harassed or assaulted by men. Bro code saves egos. Girl code saves lives. Like when this woman beat the living shit out of a man who groped her and other women jumped in to help her. I can't risk showing it here on YouTube, but this is one of my favorite videos on the internet. So satisfying to watch.
Okay, this is a story that I just want to tell for women only and girls only, okay? Man, please, it's just for women to hear, okay? Last night, me and my girlfriend went out. On the way to the car, there was a girl passed out on the curb. She was really drunk. We found her and her friends were just as drunk. Eventually, that girl started throwing up on herself and was sleeping on the fucking floor. So we were like, let's go to my car and wait for an Uber because we were trying to make sure they got home. Where I parked in the parking structure was isolated from everyone else. So I was like, it's cool. We could sit by the car. And the girl was so drunk, like, we had to help carry her and shit. We're sitting on the floor by my car. But she's like laying down, so we had to keep lifting her up. And she was heaving on herself. Their other friend also started throwing up and then was literally sleeping on the floor. And we were waiting for the Uber. And then I was wiping. I had to get a towel and like clean her up and like pull her clothes up, right? But as we're sitting there, there's a guy who walks by. Kind of down the way in the walkway. He walks by, he comes back, sees us, is looking at us, makes a phone call, is talking on the phone, watching us. And then I was like, oh shit, I gotta pay attention. And at one point, this is what happened. There was like 4 groups of men all together. There's like 2 in a car, 3 standing in the distance. And then while we're sitting there, a fucking car pulls up directly across from us. The guy goes out to pee. They don't even leave. And they're like, the guy doesn't even get in the car. He's kind of standing outside. And I'm like, oh fuck. Thinking like, I might have to fucking actually fight somebody if they come up to us. Like, I literally was preparing, and then the fucking Uber got there right then. That shit was so scary. There was literally 4 groups of men watching us, and like, we weren't there for that long. Like 2 passed out girls on the floor.
That's what being a girl's girl really is. Being kind and protective even of women you don't know. Here's another one.
Absolutely hate it. I hate it.
Just depressing. Have you ever thought about how much women are
forced to restrict their lives in winter. We're ePower and we're on a mission to give women back their freedom this winter. But we need your help to pull it off. Over the next 6 weeks, we're joining forces with Girls Who Walk groups across the UK to hold a series of night walks all across the country. By walking together as a large group of women, we're turning the dark, scary streets into beautiful, welcoming spaces, which means that we can actually enjoy these spaces.
A lot of women are yet to realize that life is so much more fun and safe without men. Not having to worry about your drinks getting spiked, no sexual harassment, no sexist remarks mocking you for your dancing or your voice or your looks, talking for hours and hours without getting interrupted by men who want one-night stands. We can also have parties and dances that for once don't center hookup culture and alcohol. We can customize them to have cute fairy tale or fantasy themes like this one. There was even so much display of sisterhood, friendship, and sportswomanship among the female athletes in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Here's the thing. You don't actually need some Romeo and Juliet Disney romance to be happy and fulfilled and not be lonely. I hate the narrative that if you don't get married or have kids, then you'll die alone. Because if you surround yourself with loyal, amazing women, then that can never happen to you.
What is the most rewarding benefit of having a strong group of girlfriends?
Your health. You know, there was a study done by Harvard Medical School that said that not having women friends is as bad for your health as smoking. You know, men sit side by side looking outward at cars, at women. Oh, wow, look at that one. Sports. Women look into each other's eyes and they ask for help. They show their vulnerability. That's so important. That's important for health. I think it's one reason why women on average live 5 years, 7 years longer than men do.
If you don't have female friends, you might die. When girls get stressed, the oxytocin that's released to buffer that actually encourages girls to start gathering. When you get to rant to your friends, oxytocin production increases further to reduce stress. And it's to the point that these UCLA researchers concluded that not having female friends is as detrimental to your health as smoking or carrying extra weight. So remember to tell your girlies that you love them today because they are saving your life.
There's genuinely nothing I love more than seeing women blossom by having supportive friendships with other women, especially given how often we're told that that's not actually attainable. I truly wouldn't be who I am today without the women in my life.
Soulmates, if you believe in that sort of thing, or even just the concept of a lifelong partner, doesn't always have to be romantic or sexual. It can be platonic and be just as happy and filled with just as much love, if not more.
5 years ago, I met my soulmate, but this is not the kind of love story that our culture celebrates. Most of our lives, especially as women, we're taught to prioritize relationships with men, to find a partner to marry and start a life with. It's an achievement to celebrate. Once I had called off the wedding, I felt I could never socially recover. I hadn't known other forms of love could ever exist, or just how much they could heal me. 5 years ago, Bree strolled up to my booth at the city market. She asked if we wanted to be friends. 5 years later, I can't remember what life was before Bree. We've been together through the separation of both our fiancés. We've been roommates. We've been each other's lifeboats. She gave me back my trust in other people. She taught me that you can rely on someone. She taught me how to laugh again. The women in my life have shown up in ways that are irreplaceable. They've healed the parts of me damaged by other people. The world is missing out on the unsung joy of platonic love. My world would never be the same without it.
These two women had been friends for more than 32 years. That's twice the amount of time that most marriages last. And they were there for each other during their darkest times, like when one of them had a tragic health incident. While men are busy leaving their sick wives or leaving their wives who took care of them when they were sick. These two story is honestly just so sweet and heartwarming, and I want more women to have female friendships like this.
One thing I wish I would have known sooner is this. You can choose your primary relationships. I'm over 50, singled and divorced. I live on a compound with my sister, my cousin, and my best friend, and life is amazing.
Life doesn't always have to be this singular, linear path of going to school, graduating, getting married, and having kids. It doesn't always have to be that way. More women need to start looking at life like a free roam, open world game. You can do whatever you want. Instead of forcing yourself to get married to a man before the age of 30 and having kids before the age of 40 or 35, you can travel the world with your best friends and make unforgettable memories together. True friendship between women is the most profound love story of all time, the wildest, most alive, most radiant love affair. A deep bond, a love that outlasts most transient lovers, waves of depression, moments of despair. A love that sees us and holds us through so much death, others and our own. A love that when her heart breaks, yours does too. A love that is constantly alive in the body, psychically feeling each other's emotions and peaks and valleys. The excitement we both feel when the other is falling in love with someone new or experiencing a particularly blissful phase of life. Our women are the seers of any stagnation. Our women are the cheerleaders of our reclamation, of our wild embodiment, of our deepest freedom. These relationships are not additional, convenient, shallow, or a bonus. They are here to shape and inform the very core of who we are. Friendships between women is like North Star, our guiding light in the dark that always reminds us of who we are and where we are going and why we came in the first place. This is the most important love a lot of women have ever known. A love that some women couldn't get from their husbands, boyfriends, or even their own family members. A love that sets the standard for every single thing in one's life. It's a love that's alive, vibrant, safe, fun, hilarious, and joyous. For the women who want this kind of friendship, how do we go about making strong and long-lasting connections with other women? Here are some tips.
Let me tell you how I succeed on always having good female friendship. Credit to my mom where it's due. My mom taught me how to be a girl's girl. Always had us complimenting other women. She never made us feel jealous of other women's accomplishments. So one of the ways that I succeed, not only having good female friendships, but cultivating that in the spaces that I'm in the organization that I run, is one, just compliment. Just when you see that a woman is doing really well with her personal life, professional life, romantic life, just compliment them. Be happy for them, even if you don't mean it right away. It's teaching your mind and it's teaching your body that, hey, I'm happy for them or I'm trying to be happy for them. Second thing that I always do for female friendships is be super intentional when I have time for them. My best female friendships, I don't see them every day. These are people that are long distance best friends, people that I consider my sisters. Anytime I do spend time with them, extremely meaningful and extremely intentional. I don't leave them on red unless there is something extremely crucial that's happening. I don't put my ego over that. Lastly, I never choose men or my romantic relationship over my friends. A lot of people forget about their female friendships right when they're in a relationship. Something that I make sure I never.
You guys are all asking the wrong questions. It shouldn't be how do I make new friends? Where do I meet new friends? I am most certain that you are meeting people. The question should be how do I build a close, strong, reliable relationship with a stranger I met? I am going to get dinner with a girlfriend that I met like this year. We met at a house party and I was like, she's the coolest girl ever. I want to become friends with her. So we hung out that night, but I was like, this is not how you make friends. You have to actively work on a relationship to develop a closeness, a friendship with someone. It is like dating, okay? This girl doesn't use social media, but I sent her a TikTok that was like 2 girls at a bar during happy hour manifesting together. I sent it to her. I was like, I want to do this with you. After that video was left undelivered, I was like, this is so embarrassing. I literally met her. We hung out one-on-one once, sweating when I sent her that video because I was like, what if she doesn't want to hang out with me? She was like, oh my god, I'm so down. Like, I would love to do this. You have to work on it. You have to ask them to hang out with you. And then you have to make time for one another. You're not going to make friends unless you actually hang out with them.
Hey guys, it's the next day. She freaking made us handmade journals from scratch, like a little journal. She was like, we could write in here and we could meet up every week and talk about what we wrote, because I sent her that TikTok of wanting to do an activity like that with her. She sewed it up. I'm crying. How am I ever supposed to date a man ever again? Like, how? Genuinely.
We said girl dinner.
Girl dinner.